Let me share with you credit union personal lines of credit that pull TransUnion this year. Okay, so let's first talk about the personal lines of credit, and then I'll be talking about the business lines of credit. So when it comes to personal lines of credit, I want you to first think about Connexus. So Connexus Credit Union is a great credit union that pulls TransUnion for a personal line of credit, and they'll give you a maximum line of credit of $25,000. So if you're confident that your TransUnion score, credit score, is kind of decent, you want to really think about Connexus, okay? And the cool thing about Connexus is that they have two lines of credit. They call it Flex and Flex Plus. So the Flex line of credit is actually is like a loan. Is that it's kind of similar to a loan, and they give you somewhere from 3,000 all the way to $15,000. So that's the Flex. And then you have the Flex Plus line of credit. That's actually will give you an amount that goes from 5,000 all the way to $25,000. Now, the Flex Plus line of credit is actually good for folks who have had a great relationship with Connexus. It's just a way for Connexus to reward their best customers. Okay, so but the cool thing is that Connexus is a great credit union. They've been around for many decades, not even years, many decades. And the cool thing is you don't have to live in a certain geography in a certain city or state or county to actually qualify for membership. Okay, this credit union is actually open to everybody in the country. So I love the fact that you have flexibility. So if you go with Connexus, you have flexibility, okay, and they will pull your TransUnion to actually qualify you to see how much to give you, okay. And one thing I also love is that Connexus tend to approve real fast and actually release funding real fast. So within 24 to 48 hours, you get approved, you get reviewed, you get approved, and then they'll just put the cash at your disposal. Okay, and so one thing I want to say here is that also the APR for Connexus is pretty decent. You're looking at 9% all the way to 18%. Okay, so that's pretty good. So if you're interested in applying for a personal line of credit at Connexus, you just want to have your personal info, your contact info, your financial information like your how much you're making, your monthly income, your mortgage, rent, or whatever, and also the desired line of credit amount that you really want. If you're looking for a credit union personal line of credit that pulls TransUnion, I want you to think about BECU. So BECU stands for Boeing Employees Credit Union. So, but you don't have to work for Boeing to actually qualify for membership. And so there are other ways to qualify for membership. I mean, basically, yes, if you have some kind of affiliation with the Boeing company, that's kind of cool. Or if you live on the West Coast, if you live, let's say, in the state of Washington, or you live in Oregon or California, it really kind of helps because geography wise, you could qualify. But if for any reason you're not affiliated with the company, you're not living in a certain geography, you can still qualify by donating to a charity. Okay, so the that's kind of cool. So when it comes to BECU, you are able to get a line of credit. Okay, and they will give you a maximum line of credit of $50,000. So this is not like 25 grand. They give you $50,000. They don't have two types of credit line of credit. They only have one. Okay, and it's a maximum line amount of $50,000. And but if you have any question, it's just better to call BECU. They are available at 1-800-233-2328, and they will explain everything to you. Or you can just let me know in the comment section, and I'll certainly fill you in. Okay, I have tons of info about this credit union. Fantastic. And their APR starts at about 10 to 11%. Okay, that's kind of cool. And what I love also with BECU is that they will release the funds within 24 to 72 hours. And they have two types of repayment models. They have the pay as you go. So once BSU approves your line of credit, they can really set you up for the pay as you go model. Or you have the one period where you just tap into the line of credit, and then you have the repayment window. Okay, so you have to see what kind of repayment model works for your budget and works for your family. But overall, fantastic line of credit from BECU. If you are looking for a personal line of credit from a credit union that pulls TransUnion, I want you to think this year about Teachers. Teachers Credit Union is a fantastic credit union also, and you don't have to be a teacher or be in the education sector to actually qualify. Everybody qualifies. Okay, I mean when they started, they started as an association of teachers, but now they have actually expanded and they are open to anybody. Okay, so that's really good. So you don't have to be a teacher, and you don't have to actually live in New York because they are based in New York. So you don't have to live in New York to actually qualify. But the cool thing is that you can get a personal line of credit from Teachers. They will give you a maximum of $50,000, 50. Okay, with APRs that starts at about 8.49%. So that's kind of cool. Of course, if you have a fair credit or bad credit, you're not going to have $50,000, and you're not going to be approved for 8.49%. But you'll probably get something. Okay, that's the most important thing. Now, with Teachers, as it is the case with all the other credit unions, you want to first build a relationship. You want to first make sure that they see you as a quote unquote reliable client before they can actually try to have a better relationship with you through a larger line of credit. So, if you have any question, contact Teachers at 1-800-341-4333, 1-800-341-4333, or just let me know again in the comment section what kind of question you have, and I'll certainly fill you in. Okay, I've got tons of paperwork about this credit union. And one thing I want to say also is that when you actually apply for a Teachers credit union line of credit, you always want to make sure that you are providing as much paperwork as possible up front. Like they will ask you for your proof of income. They will ask you for your pay stubs. They will ask you for your tax returns for the last 3 years. They'll ask you for your 1040. If you have a business on the side, maybe they'll ask you for your 1065. If you have a single member LLC, something like that. Okay, but this is actually a personal line of credit. So primarily, bank statements, pay stubs, and tax return. So if you're looking for the credit union personal line of credit that pulls TransUnion, those are the three personal lines of credit. Okay. So Connexus, BECU, and Teachers. Now, to actually make this video more complete, I've decided to include also business lines of credit that actually pull TransUnion from, like, credit union line of credit. Okay, business line of credit. So you have Navy Fed. So if you're looking for a business line of credit that pulls TransUnion, think about Navy Fed. Navy Fed is kind of cool. Navy Fed will give you a maximum line of credit of $250,000, $250,000, and you can actually use this if you have a normal business, or if you have even a sole proprietorship. So if you have a sole proprietorship, you can really use this line of credit for Navy Fed, and this is kind of cool. And you can use the cash for anything you want: cash flow, payroll, temporary working capital, gaps between accounts receivable and accounts payable. Okay, unexpected expenses, and overdraft protection. So you kind of have flexibility baked in this product. You also have Blue Fed. So Blue Fed is a great business line of credit from a credit union that pulls TransUnion. Okay, and you can use this Blue Fed line of credit for business purposes, or for something personal, as long as you have a single member LLC. Okay, I've seen sole proprietors, I've seen single member LLCs use this business line of credit for other reasons. Okay, but it's primarily a business line of credit. Okay, and but you can choose at BlueFed. You can choose between a commercial line of credit or a business line of credit. A commercial line of credit is way bigger. They give you way more. But a business line of credit, they'll probably give you a maximum of $100,000. Okay, they're capping you at 6 digits. But if you want to really go for a commercial line of credit, you can certainly qualify for a maximum line of credit amount of $1 million. So that's kind of cool. So all those credit unions I'm telling you into this conversation, you can really gain membership without actually without difficulty. So that's important. Those credit unions are open to anybody. So you have consumers credit union. If you're looking for a credit union line of credit that pulls TransUnion, think about consumers credit union. Okay, consumers actually has great products that you could be really interested in. But one thing I want to say here is that TransUnion does not actually fund lines of unsecured lines of credit to a large amount. They'll never go above $100,000. If you want them to go above $100,000, then basically the line of credit has to be secured. It has to be collateralized. Okay, so just be aware of that. And but the cool thing about consumers is that they tend to approve lines of credit and loans for that matter very fast, like 24 hours. 24 hours, they will actually approve you, and you can actually be funded within the next 24 hours. So from application to review to funding, you are looking at 24 to 48 hours, which is really good. Which is a great turnaround time for a credit union, because as you know, I mean, credit unions are quote unquote notorious, okay, as banks are, for being slow. Being slow in terms of releasing funds, okay. And with consumers CCU, you are able to have a line of credit that actually gives you, let's say, a cash flow flexibility over more than 10 years. So this is kind of cool, because then you have some kind of flexibility, some kind of relationship, again, with them, okay, over a long time. So if you have any question, and by the way, anybody can join CCU, not a problem. If you have any question, please call 847-672-1888, 847-672-1888, or email commerciallending@myconsumers.org. So if you have any question, they'll answer you. They're very fast though. They're very fast. So if you send an email, let's say in the morning, they'll probably respond to you by the afternoon. So they're really fast. Like within 12 hours, you get a response during actually a normal working hours. If you're looking for a credit union line of credit that pulls TransUnion on the business side, I want you to think about ACU this year, America's Credit Union, another fantastic credit union. I mean, the funny thing is that during COVID, like 5 years ago, ACU was really was still giving out loans. A lot of credit unions at that time were like retracting, but ACU was really sort of expanding its loan portfolio, and that really tells you a lot about their proven track record, their financial solidity, okay, their strong balance sheet. So that's really fantastic. So you can actually have if you go through ACU, America's Credit Union, you can have a business line of credit. They will pull TransUnion, and the cool thing is this business line of credit, you can use it for anything you want, for as working capital, as let's say operational cash flow. So that's really good, and you can also be approved within 24 to 72 hours. So 24 to 72 hours, you can be approved. And one thing I want to say is that with ACU, you also can become a member without living in a specific geography. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Now, one thing I want to say here is that with ACU, please get your paperwork ready. So it's kind of similar to Blue Fed. They're very thorough. Okay, so it's just better for you to take all precautions, all actions beforehand. Gather your documents. They'll ask for your financial statements. They'll ask for your pay stubs. They'll ask for the company's tax returns if you're applying for a business line of credit. So they will look at your company's cash flow, your company's balance sheet, your company's P&L, okay, and they'll also look at the tax returns. So 1065, 1120S, or 1120. So it's just for them to actually review as much as possible. Let's say during the underwriting process. So, but they're relatively fast afterwards. So if you're looking for a credit union line of credit that pulls TransUnion on the business side, I want you to think about BECU. BECU was already present when it comes to the personal side, okay, and they're also present when it comes to the business side. So that tells you a lot about the strength and the solidity of this business model. So on the business side, actually, BECU tend to be very generous. They'll give you a business line of credit all the way to $1 million. Okay, they pull TransUnion, and they also have APRs that are kind of decent. APRs goes from 10% all the way to 19%. Okay, so that's really good from a flexibility point of view, and you have all kinds of benefits. Okay, now if you are new to BECU, they'll only give you 10,000 all the way to $100,000 unsecured line of credit. But once you've been with them for a while, it can be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. It really depends on the the strength of the relationship you have with BECU. So after you've been with them for a while, they'll just give you way more. Okay. Next, you have teachers, and finally, this is the final name, teachers. So if you're looking for a credit union line of credit that pulls TransUnion on the business side, think about teachers. Teachers was already present on the personal line of credit side. Okay, they're also present on the business line of credit side. So this is very interesting and very very cool too. So you have so with the business line of credit from teachers, you have the possibility to actually be approved for a maximum line of credit amount of $500,000. Okay, and so that's kind of cool. But teachers actually has a more thorough underwriting process. They'll ask you for your let's say your personal financial statements, your business financial statements, your line of credit application from teachers, okay, your tax return transcript request. So this is kind of cool. Sorry about that. And one thing I want to say is that basically teachers is more restricted on the business side of things because only businesses registered in New York are eligible. So if you're listening to me and you think that teachers might be a great option for you for a business line of credit and you don't live or you don't operate in New York, then it's not really neat. It's not really a good opportunity for you because they only fund business registered in New York. Now, on the personal side of things, they fund other people living in other countries or other states or other counties, or other But on the business side, they're very more cautious, if you will. So this is all you need to know about those credit union personal line of credit that pulls TransUnion. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I shared with you credit union personal lines of credit that pull TransUnion. I spoke about the personal line of credit side, Connexus, BECU teachers, and then I threw in there a little bit of business line of credit that pull TransUnion. So Navy Fed, Blue Fed, Consumers Credit Union, America's Credit Union, BECU, and teachers. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.